back to your best friend review. I'm Annabelle Lecter.
And I'm not feeling filthy enough yet.
Okay.
1 second.
Several bad puns later.
That's better. And now I'm filth.
And now you're It looks like somebody's about to, like, shave your hair off. Anyway, let's start off with the comments from last week. I just want to say a massive thank you to everybody that tuned in last week. It was the fastest that we've reached our, like, viewer count ever. And you've all been so nice and so lovely in the comments. Apart from one person who sent us something nasty, which I just didn't put onto the thing. So...
What?
Did I not tell you this?
No!
Oh, yeah, somebody put something mean on.
Was it because we're...
No, it was because they thought we had no place reviewing these queens!
Oh, really?
Oh, well. Ask me how many fucks I give. I'll put them here in my hand. So let's start off with the comments from last week, the nice comments from last week. So, Dale Kerr is back in the comments. Welcome back, Dale. Thank you for tuning in.
Hey, girl.
Dale says, I think Rosé should have been in the top. She had a well-formed character, and I enjoyed her runway. I don't think Tina should have done the reveal. The outfit got worse, and the more she took off. Simone should have won, and Olivia should have been safe.
Yes.
Bam Diggy is back in the comments. I found out who Bam Diggy is. It's one of my lovely friends, Luke. I will say Ross annoys me less as a host than a judge. Your observations about Lala send me. They're spot on. This season feels like an eternity.
Yep.
Joe is back in the comments. Denali and Rosé were overlooked again and should have been in the top. I agree with you about Olivia. I'm going off her more with each episode. Loved your thoughts on Lala Ree. It was obvious from her meet and greet video that she didn't get far in the season.
Meet and greet video sounds like an Annabelle Lecter task.
It is, yeah. Very
I
bad.
sit here and drink. Annabelle
does the research.
Talks about sound quality.
Well, one of our newer watchers is the lovely Hev, who has watched all of the reviews from start to finish and commented on every single one. So thank you very much for that, Hev. But on this week, on last week's, said, great again, love y'all. Always glad to hear the critiques of the production. Also, hell yes for calling out unhealthy relationships.
Yes.
Yes, absolutely.
Absolutely.
And, the one and only Joanna Cuddle said, ba-da-ba-ba-da-ba. No.
No.
So that was all of our comments from last week. So let's get on with this week's review. We are 2 months into this season, and Lala Ree has gone home. I'm going to be completely honest. For like,
I actually enjoyed this episode so much more than I thought I was going to.
It felt like there was too much crammed in too short a space of time. But
me on June 21st.
Mood. So, Denali and Rosé are pressed. Denali says that she's in the best costume that she bought with her.
No, she said she was in the best costume there. But depending what your criteria are, could have been. Not our criteria, but her criteria. Utica points out Olivia's lace. That edge was rough. Like, this looked like it had been cut by someone with a knife and fork. It was like someone had chewed it. It was so bad.
I mean, I can't say anything because sometimes my lace is horrific. What did you think of this whole the queens should all live together thing?
This is very like drunk straight girl in the GIY smoking area.
Mood. We find out that the maxi challenge this week is social media, the unverified Rizicle. I love the Rizicle challenge. It's always my favourite. The queens are left on their own to dish out the roles. First things first, Utica sticks up for herself. It's the way she does it. She's just like, well, I have Lady Tweets, and I think I'm going to keep Lady Tweets. Thank you very much.
Honestly, what was that nonsense with Denali saying, and I will take Lady Tweets after that? Later, when they're having the argument about Foxy, she's literally like, did I cause this?
Yeah, well, speaking of the whole Foxy situation, Denali and Rosé have the spat about both wanting the same role. And then the rest of the girls decide that they're going to make them audition.
If I was in this, little pairing of having to audition up against each other, me and Rose had done that audition, you wouldn't bother.
I thought the same. I did not like Rose in this moment when she was going, well, I think that I'm going to go first because that's something that Foxy would do.
It was actually nice seeing her be a bit more of a personality. As soon as Mick said, oh, I'm going to be one of the twins.
Yeah.
I thought two things about this. I thought, first of all, oh, so the other one's going to be Denali because they are the most twin looking.
Okay.
I believe they cast a lot of this beforehand. They're the only two that could really work as twins. And then also, I thought I wouldn't want to be in a pairing in this kind of thing with Mick because I think Mick has done such a good job this season.
Yeah.
That I'd be like, oh, I don't want to be directly compared to them as a twin.
One thing that made me laugh was Tina choosing Denali to fuck with Rose.
I think some of them chose Denali to be nice. Like Utica. I think people knew, Rose is going to win this. So, let's just be nice. Especially because Utica felt really bad. We do get this moment where Utica talks about being excited. And she says, that you have to count how many times she's going to be excited. She's going to play a drinking game. And every time she says, I'm excited or whatever, or fun, she's going to drink when she watches the episode.
Yeah.
First of all, I thought they were going to keep putting that stuff of her in to, mess up with her.
Yeah.
But I wondered, people watch us on, a Saturday night quite a lot.
Uh-huh.
And I wondered, what would our drinking game be? And I want people to tell me, what would they do as a drinking game? Not that we say just now, but actually we leave in the episode.
There's a couple of really easy ones for me.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah. I won't tell them. Put them in the comments. Let us know what our drinking game would be.
I feel like you're being shady. It's that noise.
a best friend review bingo card where they've got different things to dab off.
Oh, I would love that.
I could absolutely make that. No, there are.
Yeah. No,
So they're in the workroom.
We sound like Candy Muse.
The room mail goes off, the alarm, and all of the queens like, what's going on? And none other than Anne Hathaway is on the screen for this quasi walkthrough a moment. This was such a delightful little moment.
I love that it was an interactive call and not like a room mail.
I thought this. It was like a little video chat. And I love the questions that the queens were asking. I know that Mick was trying to be shady.
Wait.
Oh.
I have questions.
Okay.
When Tina says, to give me tips on dying, why does she say don't sneeze?
Because you don't want to be lay the fake dead and then
I thought it was a reference to something that I didn't know.
No. We move on to the recording session with Michelle. And we see some of the queens recording. The first one is Tina Burner, who does exactly what I anticipated Tina Burner would do. I thought she sounded great though. It
felt true to the nature of the song she was trying to do.
Yeah.
But it didn't add anything to it. It didn't. This wasn't necessarily impressive. It was never gonna, put her in the top.
I disagree. I think that she saw the source material and when this is Welcome from Cabaret with the word changes. And I think if she had played it any other way, it wouldn't have worked.
Sometimes you got to take risks.
No.
With this particular song and sound, matching the original wasn't going to be a stand-up performance.
I'm going to pull you on that again in a sec.
And I have an answer ready for you. I have an answer. Because I know what you're going to say. And I got an answer.
I really hope that you do.
I picked my words precisely on purpose.
So, Olivia. This diva storyline is rumbling.
Oh, they brought it up before, didn't they, when she picked her own? They are onto her.
Oh, absolutely. They are seeing right through her.
Yeah, and like we said, we thought her couple wins in a row were going to totally get her into this mood of, I'm amazing, I'm the best, and she is on her way there.
Yeah, and the thing is as well,
she's
got this...
arrogant.
Yeah, she's
I was
got
a Pat Butcher.
arrogance about her. Pat, I love you, Pat. When she was singing, and then Michelle was like, well, whoever's got the best runs is going to win. I was like, really? Don't put that fire under her.
Yeah, my first thought was if the other person who's saying they're able to do those riffs is Rosé, then you're not going to stand there and be like, yes, I'm the best. You'd be like, oh, well, maybe I'm not the best. But there's nothing wrong with that because you're up against someone who's amazing.
Yeah.
But my second thought was definitely like, whoever has the best runs is me because I am lactose intolerant.
Next up is Simone.
The thing is, we have heard her do little singy moments
Absolutely.
that were fine. There was nothing wrong with them in the past. She was just clearly in her head in this moment of, I have to really do well.
Yeah.
Instead of going, I can do mediocre and that's fine.
Yeah.
Which would have just helped to sail through if she'd have gone, I'm not great at this, but do you know who is a great example of this? Ahura.
Yeah.
Ahura went into her singing challenge and went, I can't really sing, but I'm just going to do what I cannot do. I'm going to sing the best that I can do, even though I know it's shit.
Next up, Candy Muse, who's doing a link. Is this a spin on LinkedIn?
Linked all the way in.
Oh, yeah, of course.
Yeah, so basically, LinkedIn, obviously you know what LinkedIn is. It's that's what it is. It's for professionals. There's like this big thing that's known on LinkedIn that also it's like a really horny place.
Well, the thing is, like, I didn't realize that LinkedIn was classed as social media.
And then we see Olivia again she's so confident that now she's being condescending about other people.
I thought this, that Olivia has a little shitty moment. And, like, I genuinely can't wait to see Olivia really fuck up and be in the bottom two and be like...
Do you know what we're going to get? A much worse version of Valentina.
Oh, God, yes.
Like, Valentina just shut off when she fucked up.
Yeah.
But you know full well Olivia's going to blow.
So last in this little moment is Utica, who is doing a spin on Modern Major General. Right, so Utica really struggles with this and just getting the words out, which I can relate to because I can barely speak, never mind sing this fast.
I don't like that they start saying she wanted this role. That doesn't mean she was necessarily going to be amazing in it. She wanted it.
Yeah. However, you said that Tina didn't put enough into the role, but then Utica does exactly the same thing.
Oh, Utica's much worse. But in the recording part, the way Utica does it is basically reading the words without anything in it. Tina met the original, which I don't think was enough, but Utica, I think Utica literally was like, oh God, it was like she didn't even know the original.
Yeah.
Which we know she did. She's definitely a GNS fan.
So the Queens go back to the main stage and they're doing choreography with Jamal Sims.
Yes.
I've not wrote any notes on Olivia because nothing of note happened. Simone is after Olivia and...
What is happening with Simone?
I don't know. She is on the struggle bus.
Normally she can't help but do a good old Simone move, and here, nothing.
Next up is Utica.
Oh, she gets shady. Know your place right now, hon.
I genuinely think that she's done it as a bit of a joke. And I think something that we're not seeing is that Simone and Utica probably have like quite a good relationship. But next up was Candy Muse. In my mind, had the easiest choreography.
Candy was just living her best life. She was loving this choreography. Yeah. She was feeling it. They were feeling it. Like, this was just right.
Next up was Rosé, who roséed all over it and killed it. I thought she did great in the rehearsal.
When they do some of these musicals, they are well aware of what the girls' strengths are.
Yeah.
And they put in, like in season 6, they made 2 singing roles because they knew they had 2 singers on their hands.
Yeah. And this brings me on to what was really funny about Mick and Denali, was Mick and Denali started rehearsing and Denali stretched and Mick just pointed and went, no.
I feel like I've done nothing but talk and like say amazing things about Mick so far all season. And this really tapped into one of the reasons why I think they're doing such a good job. They aren't afraid of looking stupid.
No.
They are there to just do whatever they can to the best of their ability, and they're going to have fun with it, not take it too seriously, but still just do it.
I don't know what this is about, but I've just put in big letters, Rosé needs to behave.
Basically, after everyone's done, Rosé does this VT. What's bothering me about this whole Rosé moment that has happened most of the episode is she hasn't been quite in her comfort zone in any episode so far.
No.
She's finally in a comfort zone, and what she's decided to do is because she's comfortable, she can now be like, oh, ha, 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 the peasants are here and they cannot do the things I can do.
We're back in the workroom, though. They talk about social media, and again, this is an important thing to talk about, and something that I've shared on my social media this week is Sister from Drag Race UK sharing her story about her interactions on social media with the fan base.
I genuinely think that, like, for the majority of the people who do it, unfortunately, aren't people who are ever going to watch our review because we're preaching to the choir. They aren't people we're going to have on Facebook. They are people who aren't necessarily, like, part of those drag communities or even just online communities to do with drag fans. They are, like, standalone people who are just shitbags.
Awful. Yeah,
absolute little shitbags.
Candy then brings up that she went viral with sitting alone in the VIP, which is iconic. It's brought up that Tina...
Right, so I have to say, I know, like, me and my little conspiracy, my tinfoil hat, there is absolutely no way in hell that Rosé knew that Tina Burner of NSYNC fame dated Graham Norton. There's just no way. We didn't know. None of us knew. We found that out and it blew our minds, and we know who Graham Norton is, and no one else there knew. Do you know what was shady?
Go on.
Was when they were talking about the paparazzi pictures.
Yeah.
And Tina said, yes, there's some awful pictures of me. And the producer of RuPaul's Drag Race went, yeah, here they are.
Here you go.
Enjoy this. Very me on people's birthdays, but like...
Correct.
Here you go.
Yeah, very much that.
Moments. After Graham Norton chat, they talk about people's celeb crushes. Everyone is shocked to find out that Denali is sexually attracted to Disney characters, animated Disney characters. But like, after the lamp thing, why would you be shocked by anything? Like, what kind of child was she? And how many cats did she kin and skill?
Skin and skill.
Kin and skill.
Kin and skill.
Anyway, she has a lamp in her house and it's got 6 nipples, I swear to God. Like, who is she? What is wrong with her?
Mama Ru comes out on stage, and my question for you is this look David Bowie enough?
Oh, I thought this look was Rosé. How Rosé thinks she looks. I don't know the David Bowie thing because my name is Michelle Visage and I don't know about David Bowie. I love that one time a season that we get where RuPaul wears a not RuPaul wig, but it worked.
Yeah.
Also, why was everyone wearing blazers? I love a blazer.
Yeah.
Everyone was wearing blazers, all of the judges, but the theme was not blazers.
No. For me, Tina, right from the start, sold to this Welcome In number.
It didn't have her personality in it.
Right.
She was doing a very good rendition of a parody of this original song.
Right.
But there wasn't any Tina Burner in it. Also, the outfit was also, again, like too on the nose. It was just all very on the nose.
Okay. Right. Well, I enjoyed it. So, there's that. Then... I don't know what else to say to you. If you are given a song that sounds like Wilkeman, and they go, right, it's Wilkeman, but it's different lyrics, I'm not quite sure where else you would like Tina Burner to take this.
I just wanted more of her in it, but I was actually just laughing at you going, so there's that.
I think we got enough Tina in this. I think it was fine.
I didn't. So okay. There's that.
Fine. The next queen is Olivia Lux in this Mark Zuckerberg parody. Not sure what the song was meant to be spoofing.
No.
No idea.
I have some comments to make. So Joe Black, who I do not stand up for, but Joe Black can't wear like a nice pink dress on the runway because it's H&M. But literally, Simone is different to this, but literally,
no.
Olivia Lux in like a a greasy vest and sweats, which I get. It was part of the number.
Yeah.
But, like, how is that any different? Why not elevate it?
I said exactly the same thing. This grey vest was a choice. Absolutely a choice. And then I actually say it again later on when we get to Simone. Simone is in a coat and some orange tights. Okay.
I'm annoyed over this, like, vest moment because, like, this wasn't even H&M. This was, like, I don't know, Asda, Georgia Asda. But, like, Simone looked good. And I just think sometimes you can't argue with that.
We'll get to Simone. We'll get to Simone in a bit because Rosé kind of had a little bit with Olivia here. I think she completely, like, bulldozed Olivia in this moment. And then we move on to this twist on Soul Block Tango.
Absolutely.
Which I thought was camp.
Yes.
And I loved that they were stepping through the phones as well. However, I don't understand. Maybe it's just me showing my lack of knowledge on social media. I don't understand how Simone was representing Instagram in this look.
Well, she was just Instagram. She was just glamorous on the go, wearing her OOTD. I get it.
Fair enough. I thought that Simone absolutely flopped in this. She just
I think she did a better job of her choreo than she had in the choreographing session.
She was 4 beats off.
Oh, I can't count.
I feel like, right, okay. Benefit of the doubt here. I feel like if they hadn't given Simone choreography and said, just sell it. Don't care what you do. Lip sync your lines and sell it. She'd have done incredibly.
See, I don't think she would because I think the recording she did was so bad.
The recording was bad.
That, that was what took over from all of it. Like, you could just hear how bad it was, and I barely paid attention to anything else.
Next up was Utica. I thought this was great. I really enjoyed this. I think that she sold it. She
absolutely
did it in her own little Utica spin.
Yes. I think comparing watching them recording to what we heard here, obviously she made some, leaps in the right direction.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah.
And she looked so good.
She looked great. Yeah, I thought
she looked beautiful. And I liked the outfit for it because it met the different points. It met the parody of Major General, but also like it was blue and white because it's Twitter.
Yeah. But next up was Candy Muse.
I loved that they called it Linked All the Way In.
Linked All the Way In. That was probably the only thing that I did like about this.
I love Jamal's face. When he was sat there being like...
Yeah. Next up was Elliot.
So Elliot performed this the way that it had to be performed.
I thought the same thing. I thought that the outfit was actually really good.
Oh,
it wasn't
spot on.
Like
absolutely.
It wasn't like on the nose. I'm gonna look like Billie Eilish. It was like the pink and blue of TikTok. The
absolutely
holding the light like you would like your phone, like phone light. Really clever.
Yeah, I did think this was another moment of though, like, oh, this is how the people in their 50s on the panel all see the TikTokers. The
really funny thing is, every time that Elliot said Gen Z, the subtitles said Gen C.
Oh, really?
And I was like, oh, okay.
Not Gen C, don't bring her into this.
You leave Jennifer alone.
My name is Gen C. Nice to meet you.
I am Gen C. Rose did do a little solo next. Don't really remember.
I have to say, this was professional.
This was
every part of it, the way it sounded, the way she was moving and acting, the way she looked.
Yeah.
This was professional, and this is why I thought, oh, this episode was written just for her, because everyone else is just here, and this was built around her. It just absolutely was.
Yeah.
And this is what I thought you were going to say about someone going on the nose with their performance.
No.
Because she went quite on the nose with...
Don't Rain on My Parade.
When the song that you're going on the nose with is a song that people would be impressed if you could do the original.
Yeah.
This is the moment to be like, cool, I'm just doing it. Because that's impressive.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I thought it was great. Next up was Mick and Denali as the Russian hackers. And I've been made aware that apparently this was a spoof on the Green Day musical, American Idiot.
Oh, fab. Yeah, I wouldn't have known that.
No,
what a weird,
I wouldn't have
random reference point for them.
Yeah. So
They both really went for it.
Yeah, and that's
And
what
it read.
I really enjoyed the fact that they both went for it. Thought it was
Yeah.
really good. And then Tina's dying scene, which is a big point of contention with the judges. I understood why she stopped lip syncing. Like she did the whole thing with the hat, and like there was a sound effect for the hat, like squeezing onto her head as she died, and
I didn't realise.
that's why she stopped lip syncing.
It's all over.
Yes.
They've all done their bit. They've all had their moment, and now it's time for the runway, which is Yellow Gorgeous. Which is why I was a banana. I'm still banana. I'm a banana split now, obviously.
First queen out is Tina Burner in this New York taxi cab.
What did you think of this look, though?
I enjoyed it. I thought the lights on the boobs were all right. I enjoyed seeing her in black hair.
Yes.
Yeah, I thought she looked great.
I loved this look. I really, really loved this look. I thought it was really good.
I really enjoyed
just that
this.
hat. Next up was Olivia. What were your thoughts on this one?
Gorgeous, but very like classic. There was no spin on it for me. However, in Untucked, it's revealed that it's a reveal. But is it a reveal? It just kind of you take the skirt off and it's a leotard underneath.
That was it.
Next up was Simone. What were your thoughts on this?
I loved this hair.
Yeah, I love the hair.
Stunning. I really liked the look. It was a well put together look. It was simple like Simone does, but I thought it was well put together. The straps said Avalon for House of Avalon.
I didn't like this. It reminded me of, do you remember in season 5 when Serena Chacha made the dress and got absolutely ripped to shit because they were like, that's your boy chest and you look like Pinocchio. You look like somebody's taken the doll off the wrong body and put it on a different head. I got exactly the same from this with Simone. I
think a major difference was Serena Chacha had like this big giant hair on. There was all of this like drag and then a flat chest, whereas Simone is a supermodel. Luckily, we're here to share our opinions.
Correct.
And we're doing it. So there's that.
Yeah. Next up was Utica.
I love her references.
Yeah.
I love the explanation. She, each week, is coming out and teaching us something about something. And I loved it. I also thought she looked fab. I also thought, this waist.
Yeah.
The waist.
Yeah.
She's bringing the things that Evie brought, which was fresh and different and new and crafty, but she's elevated it.
Next up was Candy Muse. Now,
which I knew was Beyonce.
I was going to ask, did you know that this was Beyonce?
I knew. I 100% knew. I saw this and went, oh, she ran that Beyonce look. What did you think of it, though?
It was a very good replication of the Beyonce look.
I wasn't crazy about this makeup on her.
There was something off about the makeup. Some things were too on the nose. This was too on the nose, Beyonce. So we'll move on to Rosé.
Honey, this look was orange.
Yeah! It was orange. However, when she like turned round and she was fully green, I was like, you better behave yourself because that's ridiculous. And I love every second of it.
As a standalone dress, coat, hybrid, not fashion, not nice.
Okay.
Crap.
Fair enough.
I thought the only thing it had going for it was that it was a fun reference, but also being colourblind and Rosé having the face Rosé has, I actually had to be told that she had a green face and this was a reference to the mask.
Oh my god. Well, let's move on to Denali.
I thought this fabric was fucking stunning. I've had a breakthrough. With Denali, each week she's bringing out these big, polished, costumey, but not overly like costumey looks. But I'm not really feeling like I'm connecting with who Denali is through these looks.
Yeah. Yeah,
I get Utica brings up these ridiculous looks, and she is ridiculous, and she is all these things, and she's kooky and wacky, and she brings me kooky and wacky things. But Denali isn't a team of people got the list and went, right, what we're going to make. When I think about it, I couldn't tell you what Denali's personality is, other than a little bit neurotic.
I didn't like this look. Didn't hate it, didn't love it. Definitely not in my top half.
Not your top half.
Not the top half of the queens, which is still 43 of them. So...
Finally, we have Gottmik. What were your
Oh,
thoughts on Gottmik's crash test dummy?
I really enjoyed this.
Okay.
I enjoyed this.
For the first time in RuPaul's Drag Race history, I didn't love this.
Oh God.
The latex costume didn't feel very Mick. It felt like it could have been made for literally anyone to walk down the runway. And then the face was pumpkin. I'm going to assume Mick has brought a load of amazing looks and only had a small amount of room left in the case and was like, what's yellow?
Okay.
This is because she had to bring 2 looks for the fucking train episode. This is what happened.
After the runway, we find out that Olivia, Utica, and Elliot are all safe. In this moment, when they're talking to Candy, do you know what it reminded me of? Sacha Bell in the Glamazonian Airways challenge, when she was trying too hard to like take the bobble out of her hair. Tina, Candy, and Simone are bottom 3. Rose, Mick, and Denali are top 3. The only one that I didn't expect to be in the bottom was Tina. But then when I really think about it, I couldn't swap her with anybody else. Yeah.
Something RuPaul asked Gottmik was such a standout moment from all of Drag Race for me. Constantly talking about people getting in their own way. But RuPaul said to Gottmik, tell me about the process of getting out of your own way.
Yeah.
And I was like that's like, we've never heard that on Drag Race. I've said this all along, and it's not, and I mean this quite objectively, looking at the evidence, Gottmik as a front runner.
Yeah.
Not only have they done an amazing job all season, they've been in the top regularly, but also something we always see is the people that make it to the top are the ones that have good banter with the judges.
Yeah.
And Gottmik's always, we noticed he's always had good banter with Ru in the workroom. But in this moment, we were like, oh, there's this back and forth, and they love that. And that is what a winner of RuPaul's Drag Race needs. They need to be ready to go, I could take on RuPaul if I needed to right now, because I'm good, I'm confident, I'm happy.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely agree.
Love it.
So, Rose wins. I think it's a well-deserved win this week for Rose.
No question. It was just never not going to be Rose.
Yeah, absolutely. But the bottom 2 is Simone and Candy.
And do you know what's really weird? Why Swedish?
So, Lip Sync is Boss by Fifth Harmony.
Yeah.
Which was a bop, not going to lie.
A boppy bop.
What did you think of this lip sync?
I think overall this wasn't the most interesting lip sync we've had.
I said exactly the same thing. I don't think it was a very interesting lip sync. Simone did not bring her Simonisms to it.
How good did Simone's outfit look? Glowing.
Yeah, it did look good when she was performing in it.
I thought they both did an absolutely fine job. I don't think either of them was overly great.
No, it was a very okay job. However, Simone is told that she's staying, and Candy Muse is told to sashay away, goes to say goodbye, and RuPaul goes, no, I'm not ready to see you go. Personally, if I had to choose one of the two, I would have said that Simone was the one to go this week. I don't think she did a very strong lip sync. But I also then, in the back of my mind, go, remember how good she was in the first couple of weeks? For me, if we hadn't have had the first 3 weeks of the series, nobody going home, I would have been okay with a double stay.
Yeah.
Now, I'm like, right, it's going to be another 8 weeks, at least. Give me a 5-way lip sync and send 3 of them home.
Oh, yeah. I was tinfoil hat on. I was like, right, who's got something on RuPaul and the producers? Which one? What it reminded me of was, remember how there was that rumor that went around in season 10? Season 10?
With Eureka.
That they was going to sue if they didn't make it through to the final.
Yeah.
I was like, what's happening here?
Possibly.
What's happening? Yeah. I just feel like there's something's afoot because it just is weird.
Yeah.
It's weird.
It was weird.
But like, also, I'm just not hating that about that these two specifically. Simone is Simone. And actually, like, I've just been enjoying Candy. She's brought a lot of light relief. Something you can't ignore about Candy, even though the stuff we saw early on was like lots of like explosions and us not liking it. In there, she is a member of every single one of the clips.
Get rid of some of these queens, and the last thing I need is a fucking break next week. That is the end of episode 8. Are we on now?
8.
8
Sure was.
of RuPaul's Drag Race Season 13. This has been the Best Friend Review. Thank you so much for joining us. And don't forget, as usual, sound off in the comments. Let us know what you thought of this episode. But for now... Oh, we're not back next week. Because there's a special. Unless something really, really interesting happens in the special, like somebody spontaneously combusts, we will not be back next week. We'll be back the week after. But for now, I have been Annabelle Lecter.
And I'll miss you. Bye.
Bye! Look at how fast my hand's going.
What is happening?
Look at that! I look like Quicksilver.
I don't do it.
Bye! Right, well, I enjoyed it. So, there's that.